Hello friends, welcome to ELS English Literature Studies with Cover Harpreet. First of all, a lot of thanks कि ये जो English Literature Studies है, it is going to be a family of 6,000 subscriber. Now I have 6,012 subscriber. Thanks a lot for your moral support. And today my topic is about W.B. Yeats and his symbolism. And if you like my content, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. So let's get started. Friends, talking about today's this topic, that I would like to discuss or start with after the First World War, the symbolist movement. It began in France, right? And this movement influenced the English poets, and we can say W.B. Yeats is one of them. He has been called the chief representative, not representative, rather chief representative of this symbolist movement in English literature, right? And in his poems, he uses a lot of symbols for various purposes in various contexts. Now, talking about W.B. Yeats' symbolism. His symbolism was based upon the poetry of William Blake, B.B. Shelley and Rossetti, right? He coins symbols from his study of occult, Irish folklore and Irish mythology, magic, philosophy, paintings and drawings, which are generally unfamiliar to the readers, right? Now coming to W.B. Yeats, as a literature student, all of us know W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats. His full name is, he was an Irish poet and playwright. And if you want to know more about W.B. Yeats, then you have content regarding W.B. Yeats, and you can check those videos also, right? Yes, I was talking about W.B. Yeats. His full name is William Butler Yeats. He was an Irish poet and playwright, and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. A pillar of both the Irish and British literary establishments. He was, we can say, he was a driving force behind the Irish literary revival, and along with Lady Gregory and others, he founded the Abbey Theatre, right? Now in 1923, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature as the first Irishman. This W.B. Yeats, along with T.S. Eliot, he was a leading symbolist poet also. And in 1923, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. And when we talk about his major poems, then we can say his major poems include No Seeking Troy, and then we have The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium, and When You Are Old, Stolen Child, The Lake of Innisfree, The Tower, etc. These are his we can say major poems, right? Poetry of W.B. Yeats, it is fully loaded with symbols. He has been regarded as one of the greatest symbolists in English literature. In his poetry, the symbol is often used for different purposes, and we can also say that he used these symbols for different contexts also. The symbols are derived from occult studies, which include a fascination for fairies, fascination for astrology and prophetic dreams, right? And his themes cover such a wide range area, such we can say as love, politics, then aristocracy. He also cover area like violence, prophecy, history, myth, innocence, anarchy, and and nostalgia is also there. Lots of we can say it is he has a huge variety to cover these things, right? And friends, it is true that French symbolist movement has a great impact on W.B. Yeats. But despite this fact, I would like to say here that Yeats his use of symbols differ from that of others in several ways, right? His symbolism is generally considered as one of the 20th century's key English language poets. He was a symbolist poet as he used elusive imagery and symbolic structures throughout his career. He is also known as the master symbolist or master of symbolism. He uses the mechanism of poetry to express emotion and higher meaning in a very short and concise way. His theories are very evident in his work, especially in pieces, if we talk about Second Coming, then Byzantium and No Seeking Troy. Throughout his poetry, there is an underlying rhythm and meter. He is more worried about the content of the poem rather than any particular meter. Symbolism in Yeats' poetry creates deep levels of meanings to his poems. I would like to discuss here his poem, The Second Coming. The Second Coming, symbols in this poem are taken partly from the private doctrine and partly from his direct sense of the world about him, right? And the symbols in this poem, there are falcon, then we have falconer, lion body, rocking cradle, and venthalum. And each of these is an intellectual symbol depending on the person's individual knowledge. Another question arises, what we mean by intellectual symbols, right? Intellectual symbols means here a symbol that stands for something and its meaning is learned, such as cross, right? We have cross, it stands for Jesus, or it stands for forgiveness, or white lily flower, it stands for purity. And W.B. says that intellectual symbols are the most effective because they convey depths of meaning rather than just a general feeling or nostalgia. Friends, these symbols can be interpreted differently, and some are linked only to one thing, such as Banthalam, which can only be linked to the city of the same name and specific historical or religious meaning. Byzantium. It has been used by W.B. Yeats as a symbol for unity and as a symbol of perfection. He feels that Byzantium and its golden age, it is symbolic of perfection. He saw in the Byzantium culture of state in which art and life interpreted each other, right? Byzantium has three key symbols in the poem. The first is Byzantine dome, then second is golden bird perched on the golden bow, and then we have the flames of mosaic on the emperor's pavement, right? All these three put together stand for the culmination of achievement in art, and being classic works of art, they also symbolize immortality and eternity. They are, we can say, they are as timeless and as beautiful as John Keats' Grecian Urn, right? And all of you have discussed Keats' Grecian Urn with me, and if you are new on my channel, then you can check that video. There are a number of poems that are organized around certain key symbols in the volumes of poems entitled The Rose. Here, rose is the key symbol. It symbolizes intellectual beauty, the beauty of woman, right? And Yeats makes frequent use of this symbol rose in his poems. In the rose of the peace, the symbol of rose means earthly love, but in the rose of the wild or rose of the world, the symbol means on one hand the transient earthly love and beauty, and on the other hand eternal love and beauty. In the rose of the battle, the rose is a refugee from earthly love, symbolizing God's light in the battle of spirit against matter. But the very symbol stands for the power of creative imagination and occult philosophy in the poem. W.B. Yeats' use of symbols from Irish mythology and the occult, it also plays an important role in a dialogue of self and soul. We get opposing symbols. On one hand, there is a symbol of Satyr's sword, while on the other hand, there is a spirit of winding stairs that led to darkness after light. But Satyr's sword symbolizes the path of escape, right? Thus, Yeats was a great symbolist right from the beginning of his career to the very end. Certainly, he has a very clear idea about his theories on symbolism in poetry, and he knows how to apply them. The symbols made it possible for him to express the richness of man's deeper reality, which is something essentially mystical. So friends, this is all about today's topic. I hope you will like my content, and if you like it, please hit the like button that acts as a moral support, and share and subscribe my channel. And please friends, I would like to request here, please hit the like button also. So thanks a lot.